contract tees. I don't know feels, but no taters, please. Will the trip work? Guess we'll see. Big bridge mission with the homemade spree. Pressing goes fear, riding shock on me. Looking for a crop like a prophecy. Dust in my boots and a laugh in my throat. Rail car dreams, we can barely keep afloat, but we keep on pushing with a pioneer note. Cause Idaho's wild when you travel with Idaho. Idaho. I finally got myself a potato. In Idaho. On top of that is chocolate. Let's go.
No.
They call me X11, the ancestor, the myth. 4 decades of duct tape holding every single glyph.
HackMatrix wanna pour, boy, respect your dad. My extensions got extensions, yeah, that's why things break bad.
I'm network transparent, prehistoric but tough. Sure, I jank your VR,
But hey, backward compact's enough.
I built your desktops, your toolkits, your whole G in a nation. You break me, everything cries, that's real domination. Wayland, you shiny toy, you fragile little punk. Without me, your whole ecosystem side project junk. Yo, extra love and sit down, your code base creaks like bones. You're a monument to hack, stacked higher than stone. Is your pointer math is chaos, your pipeline's a joke. Put HackMatrix on you, bro, users would choke.
Wayland, clean, modern, compositor, lead and light. Every transform precise, every frame render tight. VR ain't a bonus feature, it's a law of my land. Your coordinates free flow like a drunk hologram.
See, I own the space rotations, warp spatial intent. Server side truth, no lies in the event. Your input model dust, you're rendering crimes. You're a protocol fossil trapped in its own past crimes.
HackMatrix needs worlds on the line, no jitter, no spinning, that's why I rise. While you just cave in, your era is ending, your legacy spend on the future of presence, precision, intent.
Lake blood! Lake blood! Lake blood!
I have to remember that the music has to equalize with my voice. So I'm
Transfer the control of KMS and a div to the composer. The Wayland protocol lets the compositor send the input events directly to the client and lets the client send the damage event directly to the compositor. is only restricted to what the compositor can do. As long as it can compute the inverse transformation for the input events.
We're not listening to this one again. Okay. I think I need to do a git diff with master for world.cpp. I think, world.cpp. There we go. Ah, that's the big problem. Look at that. That's what's causing the seg fault. It's literally just that. Super good. See, that's why you keep your git history. I need to kill that term. Terminals eat Control X for good reason, but it's difficult to navigate Emacs with something with a buffer that eats Control X. Because I use Control X for pretty much every command in Emacs or Spacemacs, whatever. I'm going to leave you with this.
Why then do you accuse me of blasphemy because I said
Okay, so obviously what needs to happen is in the constructor so for the 64 we need this diff master world.cpp. Does that work? Yeah, it's trying to do a diff. I need a git diff. I wonder if Magic works. Doesn't seem like it. Let's go to eShell and see if we can use eShell for this. So get diff master world. It's going to tell me it doesn't work. But I do believe I can just yank this. Okay, so we need the world space. We were calling the damage function on the world space. But the world space didn't even exist. It was just a pointer that was basically a null shared pointer. so that's been going to close. Okay. I actually want to listen or look at the lyrics of this song. Absolute banger. What's that? Yeah, I'm definitely going to favorite that one. That one was sick. Let's listen to some jazz fusion rock, which may also be documentation for something. I tried a lot of the documentation examples because I think documentation is pretty catchy. It can be, I think. I think if you make documentation catchy, you might be able to catch up with the AIs for a month or two. Okay, so something weird happened there. I'm not exactly sure what happened, actually. So the only thing I did... So the first thing I did, which may break things, I'm not sure. There may be like a limitation on the number of objects that can be added. Int j equals 0. So let's go back to this. So this is just the line. So if I make this... By the way, this is my real voice. I'm talking over this music. It's going to sound weird if AI starts talking over the music. One thing I could do is have AI make a song and narrate the video. So if you ever see a non-live video, that may happen, but I generally won't try to replicate my voice. I don't even know if Suno allows that, so I'm not going to try. And I want to be as transparent as possible with AI music, or AI anything, to be honest. There's not going to be any AI video, to be honest. Not on this channel. I have put AI video on this channel before, but it's probably not going to happen anymore. Let's go take a look at this matrix. The binaries in the temple. Let's go look at the binary in the temple. Here's the old binary running. We should see a line, or actually a cube, but originally we saw a line. We don't even see the line anymore. So let's just try this. So I'm sleeping and then launching the matrix.
In Wayland, the compositor is the display server. We transfer the control of KMS every day.
Okay, so that's obviously talking AI.
The Wayland protocol.
But here's the voxels that I expect to exist. So maybe there's like some size limitation on this particular data structure. So let's just try to make 2 lines.
Similar to the X case, which is great since we get to reuse all the input drivers in the kernel.
Is this the documentation?
The compositor looks through its scene graph to determine which window should receive the events. The scene graph corresponds to what's on screen, and the compositor understands the transformations that it may have applied to the elements in the scene graph. Thus, the compositor can pick the right window and transform the
I think that's
screen
another piece of
window
documentation.
local coordinates by applying the inverse transformations. The types of transformation that can be applied to a window is only restricted.
Okay, so let's try 2 lines.
As long as it can compute the inverse transformation for the input events.
So instead of setting J to 0,
Receives the event. It updates the UI
we set J to 0 or 2.
and the client just sends a request to the
we
composer
shall.
to indicate the region that was updated.
Excuse me.
The compositor collects damage requests from its clients and then recomposes the screen. The compositor can then directly issue an
The damage idea in the song is actually pretty common. I'm using damage for the world actually, and for the dynamic objects uses damage as well. Dynamic objects, which is how these voxels are being rendered for this render method. I'm going to use multiple render methods. I'm going to try all of the ones that I prototyped back when I was making a game. Just to be clear, HackMatrix started off as a game that I wanted to develop inside the game. So then I started working on window manager elements. And then the subreddit Unix porn decided that it liked HackMatrix and gave me the most attention out of all the other markets. And so I made HackMatrix open source so that it could enter into the window manager market. And I thought that was pretty cool because I, at that point, didn't have time to continue working on HackMatrix. Because I had to get a job. I got a job at AWS. So I just open sourced it, but then I bought a house. And now I'm working on it full time. Basically. I'm kind of retired. Not really, but I have a house. The house retired jazz. Anyways, I think I told it to recompile. So let's shoot off over to the binary temple. And let's see it run. I can also call it the engineering temple. That's what this object is called. I know it's a gear, but it's called... Hey, look at that. We've got 2 now. Okay, so this is actually sort of... It used to be hooked up to an API. Not this exact method. I mean, this exact method actually used to be hooked up to an API, but it's not currently But this is actually sort of a revision of the same method. So this implementation has never been hooked up to an API before. So we'll have to re-implement the API hookup. But I think this looks pretty cool. So let's do a Z direction. Let's double this in the Z direction. And then we can maybe play around with some properties of the voxel space.
and of a dev to the compositor. The Wayland protocol lets the compositor send the input events directly to the clients and lets the clients send the
Okay,
dev
so let's zoom off. Okay, so there's some parameters here that we can extract and talk about and change, and maybe make some interesting ways and easy ways to change these configuration variables. But for now, let's mentally verify that that is actually what I wanted to do. Yeah, so that's sort of broken. It's not exactly. I think it'll still work. I typically don't do that. I don't know if that's a credible style. I think it might actually be kind of a cool style. What do you guys think of this style? It looks kind of cringe. I think it works pretty well though. I think that still works. This looks pretty cringe. Alright, I'm done with this particular song. We've heard this song a few times. We're going to listen to 1 Million Sparks, which is pretty cringe, but we'll just listen to it.
From 0 to 1, from 1 to 100 million. Every device, every song, HackMatrix rises.
Okay, so is this, I actually like the verse of this. Feel the neon in your veins. This should just say voxels. We're building them out of voxels. Oh, messed up the translation thing. I'm not trying to level the future, whatever that means. That sounds very destructive. A slight AI distortion. Let's not let that slip away. $100 million's a bit ambitious. That's a Minecraft popularity though, something I think. Like 100 million. It feels pretty cringy to sing something this emotional about like a corporate product or even an open source product. Like you might sing something this passionate about like a nation, but even that seems kind of cringe, you know? Like a lot of people make fun of people who put that much passion behind a nation. A lot of people put passion behind other just random music stuff, though. Okay. So let's see, what did we just try to do here? I don't think I tried to do anything just now. I guess I just refactored this. I wanted like a cube thing. Uh-oh. Alright, so let's try to rerun this. Or just let's see if it has what we want. It doesn't. So let's rerun it and see if we can get it to get what we want there. It says robot multiple times because I've actually like built like 10 robot prototypes, and this sort of like ideally is like a robotics engineering, cybernetics engineering system. So both digital and physical doesn't really matter to me. Okay, so there are 4. Use the force loop. Fire now. Okay, so that worked pretty well. Okay, so I think there was a limiting factor here. So let's increase some of these variables and then see if it segfaults or breaks or something. So like let's 10x it, and then let's 100x it, I think is what that would be. Oh my god. That voice got kind of whiny. I do like this song, so I want to listen to some variants of it. I might remix it, add like a new rap to it. I didn't really write these lyrics either. They're very AI slop. It's really easy just to think of an idea and then be like, oh yeah, let's just give me the lyrics and the style. Okay, so what change did I just make? Okay, so we just 100x'd, I think, the number of voxels. So let's run that. So every time I boot this, by the way, I'm booting a Wayland compositor, so it's pretty heavyweight to boot it, which is why the API is important. That'll allow me to play with the engine while I crashed it. Okay, so the 100x amount for some reason is broken, so I'm not exactly sure the best way to diagnose that. I think maybe just conceptually I can take a look at that. So let's drop this back to 2, and then let's just increase it by 10 and see what that does. And I believe this will likely break it as well. I think this is equivalent to what I originally had, maybe. So obviously if you can't have a chunk of 64 by 64 voxels, it's kind of a problem. I gotta stop this music, sorry. It's very fucking loud, actually. Okay, so I'm booting the Wayland compositor. Let's see if it breaks here. I think it's likely, yeah. Okay, let's try. So even 10x breaks it. So let's just try 2x, I think. And then we can speculate about why increased number of objects breaks it. My guess is that the buffer size for the number of vertices gets maxed out. Maybe. I would expect, if that were to happen, that the ones that could render do get rendered, the ones that can't don't. So to see none of them is a bit mysterious. Okay. So there's something fundamental about roughly this number of voxels in the current system that is breaking it. But there's actually quite a lot that you can do with this number of voxels. They're actually really difficult to see. The primary reason is there were a lot of things. There's a lot of things added to this renderer that this system bypasses. One of which is how shadows are rendered. You can see that these cubes literally are just shadowless. The way that I resolved this in my early prototyping days is that I immediately went to shadowless textured blocks. And to me, shadowless textured blocks does not seem like a good solution here, even though these do not stand out and pop out in any way whatsoever due to a complete lack of shadows. And even though it seems much simpler to just create textures, like why would you're making a voxel game, like why would you not want textures in the voxels? I want this to sort of represent microvoxels, and I also want it to represent how magic of voxel works in a way. So this entire world is built with a system of voxels that they have shadows, but they don't have textures. They're just, it has a JPEG that it has a color atlas, and it just samples from that atlas. And I like that aesthetic for the system, and I think if I had a refined enough, like if you were to look at this moss over here, or this corner, I mean, if you even reduce or increase the resolution by 2, that starts to look pretty complex from back here. And then to have that be able to dynamically change or procedurally change, I think is very powerful for an engine. I think that's something that I want in my engine. So I think going the easy route, which is what I did last time with textured blocks, basically I baked in shadows is essentially what I did, or I baked in maybe anti-shadows. I can't remember exactly what I did. I think for the majority of blocks, or for the blocks that I made things out of, I probably made the edges highlight and be brighter, so that way, like this one, like these voxels over here. I'm going to compare this, what this thing is doing later. That's an AI codex generated voxel system, which recently broke, so it used to be able to add voxels, and now it does nothing. So we'll compare that later after we enable some more of the old features. So the question is where to go next with this, now that we have this. So the first question is, why not more voxels? Why not? I mean, it's clearly I can render this many voxels easily in a subcompositor. It's not even the main compositor. And I believe running it like this, maybe running it under GPU. It's difficult to know without actually checking. Okay, so that's running without a GPU, without a native GPU, because this particular matrix is the one that we're in right now. This one is running with GPU. This one is not. So let's increase the buffer size. And let's maybe try to make this 100x, like I said. 100x bigger, 1000x bigger, I'm not sure. But let's go ahead and do that. Okay, so the place to do that would be the renderer. And then this would be the dynamic. So I can just press next until I see the fill. So the positions and we need an int verts, and we can actually do so it's 36. I think it's 36 verts per cube. So then that would leave us at like 1,000 cubes actually. So verts is equal to, let's say, cubes times 36, or yeah, and then int cubes. So if that's the case, then we divide 30,000 by 36, and we're left with less than 1,000. So if we want a 10x it or 100x it, that would be, so 1,000 cubes, 100,000 cubes, 1,000,000 cubes. Okay, so I think there's probably enough buffer space to just go ahead and say, here's 36 million, so 36 million float, 36 million float threes, a GLM vec 3, so 3 floats. So we're talking gigabytes, but who cares? I guess it might be a problem if your GPU, I don't know how it handles that actually. Either way, we're going to try it. Maybe it's a terrible, stupid thing to do, and some game developer can tell me that. Or I can ask Codex if it's stupid. Back to AI slop music. You can make me Borea, Marble City, let's go! It's going to spawn behind. Oh, no, it spawned it forward. Okay. Okay, so it works now. Well, when I say now. Oh, I like the ending of that one. That was a good ending. Bring me in the Borea, Marble City, let's go! Okay, let's try to increase the size of this here. Generated trails that grow. So I think I can do 64 here. Okay, so I'm going to stop playing that song. I haven't heard this particular, let's say, branch of the song. It's a particularly old branch of the song. Oh, I actually wrote this melody. Not that one. I think I wrote this melody maybe on my iPad or something with a MIDI controller, something stupid. Oh, what's going on? It core dumped. Why would it do that? Okay, so that works. Let's see. Ah. Okay. So it still failed. So even 64 made it fail. So that's interesting to see, I think. Did I actually compile it? I think it did, yeah. I think I compiled it. Okay, so let's just get rid of that and try to just double it in size again, I guess. Thought I made it so I could increase it by 100x. Okay, maybe I didn't actually do what I needed to do, so I made verts and, oh, okay, so I didn't actually use verts. That's the main problem. So it's too focused on the AI slot music, which, to be honest, is good. I'm going to get some coffee and some milk. I'll be right back. You can listen to my, Oh, it's time for meditation. We'll do that after I get the coffee and listen to the AI slot music. Okay, we should see some more cubes now. I'll be upset if we don't, because I'm sort of out of explanations. We're not gonna listen to that song again. Oh, that is not the same song. Nice. Yeah. Sitting here, coding in Emacs.
Next Wayland, legacy ghost in the mist, ruler saps, piping buffers can't resist. Wayland crew on XKG shell, surface in the queues. Your well surface map, come and drop, time to fuse. Hookers eat, buying keys, no passive grabs on deck. See focus, keyboard groups, point of motion, you collect high keys. Ride my for dispatch on demand. Focus, ring swaps, window, dance on command. Surface map, call back, stash nodes in your scene. Track lifetime, serials, rolls kept clean. On commit, grab buffer, while the texture is born.
Yeah.
Fast lane, so my path gets scorned.
We have modified capacity voxels in the voxel space in HackMatrix. The slop AI voxel implementation is still not what I want. It makes me want to cry. It's broken. This one's much better because I know it. Yeah. Let's make them bigger. Make it bigger. A full cube 64 bigger. Let's go, let's go, let's go. Rapping live code. Rapping live code. On a slot. Yeah. On a slot. Yeah. Here's Cupid Logos rapping on the A slot. He's sitting here in the maximum slot. Yeah. He wrote way too much slop in his dreams, in his nights. Slop. Slop. Drop slop, yeah. Refactor slop. It's all slop, yeah. So we're going into the world to Route 64. Full Q. I'm not ready to rap double speed. Full Q. I think the matrix binary is ready. Full Q. Whoops. I froze a process. I can't kill this process. I literally can't kill this process. I need another kitty shell. Possibly another GMQ port. Actually port. I need a new port. But literally just a new port. Not the cigarette, cause I don't smoke that shit these days. I quit, yeah. Although I never smoked a new port, cause that's just gross, dog. The command is in the history, but I gotta rep the thing. You can't do it with just things to grab. He raps like heck. Full Q. Yeah. Need shadows. Pretty good. God. It's like, chill, bro. Okay, so we can draw 64 by 64 objects in this dynamic space because we've increased. So something that might be cool is RGB values. So it's like we can control the color, so you know we can do 1, or actually we can just do 0 plus, let's do x divided by 64. Okay, so this is, we need to do a float of x, that is 64.0, and that should work. We want to do the same one value here now. Actually we can just do 0, so we don't even, I don't know why I'm adding, it's ridiculous. Just be ridiculous, guys. Okay, so this X, Y, and Z now gets reinterpreted as RGB. Alright, so let's reboot this and see what happens. Bro, this thing is creepy. It's like, I feel like this is what hell would feel like. I mean, it looks pretty cool, right? This is just full of voxels. Yeah, sitting here in my voxel world that I created out of Linux. Color cube, color cube. Do you like my color cube? Color cube, it's cute. Let's go to purple cube, pink cube. Let's go. Yeah. This is 3D art in the world of voxels. See the colors move, yeah, see the colors move. Yeah. Alright, what else to do? What else to do? What else to do? What else to do? Okay, so this is one cube. I like this cube. It's like a color cube. We can duplicate it, right? Let's just push it. So the problem with duplicating it is it actually has state in both the, so it's sort of coded like we can use it multiple times, like it has a class that we can create instances of. But it doesn't really, because it's hard-coded in the renderer. We need to get rid of that in order to make multiple cubes right here. If that's what we want to do, we need to make a class for these dynamic object space that get rendered in the renderer. But maybe I'm just speaking out of my renderer. Maybe it already works. Do you think it already works, chat? Spinning around this color cube works, chat. Do you think it already works, chat? Do you think that I can render multiple cubes in this chat? Do you think the render code supports that? Do you think, chat? Let's go check, chat. Let's go check, chat. If I can render 2 cubes, chat. Let's go check, chat. Let's go check, chat. Can I render 2 cubes in this thing? Chat, chat. Oh, whoops, chat. I'm not in the main world, chat. Inception, chat. HackMatrix Inception, chat. Let's go. Wrap of the HackMatrix, chat. Yeah. How do I check? Second space chat. Second space chat. Dynamic objects to chat. I'm done saying chat. I'm actually done with the song. Sort of brings out a demon in me. It's gonna be the same lyrics, I bet. Oh, it's literally the same song. It's like the OG. This one's new though. This is not a sustainable way to code here, but I'm just trying it this way. Let's see if it works. It might just crash. Or not even compile. Or not compile. Or not even compile. Or not compile. Why the fuck is it broken? I don't know why it's broken. Dog, do you not like that working? That word? Fuck, broken. He hates cussing. Oh, we need this in the header file, dynamic objects to in the header file. So, just to reiterate, I'll reiterate with my keyboard. Just one moment. Stand by. Oh my god, it's taking forever to build. What is this? Yeah, I don't... It's a song about work, about my AWS job. Just like I turned a Slack chat into a song. I could have super cringe stuff, not that I haven't been playing cringe stuff, but like really cringe stuff in some of my older first songs. What is this? This doesn't look so bad. This actually sounds kind of cool.
Trigger no mouse, slash through commit stress. Panel shift with JK, stage for space, impress. Branching work trees on the fly, press that view, isolate the mess. Shift plus put you to div 2 commits, inspect the pass address. Fast coder, creating a typing spree. Drill in the terminal, git flow strictly key. Config override period repo, yum source the key. Custom command spawn power, user pedigree. Rebase magic, patch split, index, reverse, commit, finesse. Git flow inside branches, press I, hit express. Background fetch, kill, no pass, phrase, stall, update fresh. Undo, radar flows, reset, deer on exit, shell, bash, mesh. Integration, test record, keystrokes, guide, driven flows. Past 5 years strong since 18 drop. Jesse's code grows. Latest rule 5 to know when June 25 enhancements roll. Hide, root, branch, pair, fix, default prompts, control on pull. Fast coder, creating a typing spree. Drill in the terminal, git flow strictly key. config override per ripple. Yap source the key. Custom comments by power user pedigree. Simple but lethal. Terminals clean.
What does that shape remind you of?
Code control no in between.
It like actually reminds me of Windows or something. Do I even have the stream up right now? Am I even streaming? Chat, can you hear me? I haven't even checked on you guys in a while. Okay, I'm live. Chat, can you hear me? I haven't That's pretty sick. Oh my god.
Look at all the tired people. Look at all the tired people.
God.
Tarnard McCreevy sits on the floor with a spoon and a map of the moon in his hand. Doesn't understand. Wears a fedora. Talks to a lamp about taxis and trains in Japan. No one's a fan. Oh, the tired people. Where do they all come from? All the tired people.
It's actually a really fun game to play here.
They all belong. Franny or feeble writes on the wall with the marker she found in her shoe. Color is blue.
This song's really
Dreams
funny.
of a sandwich. Claims she invented the concept of light in a dream. Screamed at some cream. All the tired people. Where do they all come from? All the tired people. Where do they all Look at them gather. Look at them go. Having a picnic with rocks in the snow, mouth in the sun, chewing on string. Proud of the way they can mimic a pig. Tarnard and greedy buried a clock in the garden and called it a win. Started again. Nobody missed it. His only friend was a boot full of jam on a tray. Threw it away. All the tired people. Where do they all come from?
It's calling damage.
All the tired people. Where do
I feel like this song is singing about me.
Look at all the tired people. Look at all the tired people.
That's my music video for Look at All the Retarded People. Okay. Let's take a look at why this is not compiling here. World 52. Dynamic cube. Dynamic cube. Yep, I most certainly did. I've been having so much fun. Queued. mountain home in my mountain town. Okay, let's see if we can get 2 of these cubes to render. And we can do some cool variations of them, and then maybe get them to render dynamically so we don't have to compile every time we want to load some voxels. As usual, we try to do something and then it breaks. Okay, so what is broken? Let's go investigate. Okay, so dynamic objects. It's very strange to me is that, so I'm not adding the cube. But what is very strange to me is that it has to be the tick that is breaking things if it's broken. Oh. Well, that's the movement. So this should break it, in my opinion. Just in my opinion, this should literally not break anything. It's very strange. I might have to do a git diff if this breaks things. So there should be no movement at the moment. It would actually be cool to move one. But yeah, this should not break anything. So if it is, update dynamic objects. Okay, so it is. So, okay, I think I know the problem. I think it's this method here. I think for some reason this using 2 dynamic object spaces basically with this function. So this function here, its object, or its argument is a dynamic object space, a collection of dynamic objects basically, which is how we're storing the voxels, which is a class I made, or I think I made, like a long time ago. Okay, so this should fix the bug. Or it should give me at least a single cube. And so with a single cube, I think I'm going to git commit that. And then it's going to be kind of a gross commit because it's going to contain some code that is for 2 cubes, but it's going to work. Oh, my foot hurts. Okay, so I'm going to stand here and then or float here. So my hypothesis is that we have our cube back. Let's get rid of that. Okay, we have our voxel cube back. So let's just leave that one running. And let's open up a new terminal. What is this terminal doing? Oh, that's a decrepit terminal. I could try to force close it, I guess. Yeah, just try to Okay, cool. Okay, so I'm going to move to the right and create another pt3 here. So the first, what branch am I on? Okay. Include source, git commit, 3D voxel cube, color space renders. So that's cool. So we're getting pretty close to doing some cool stuff with this. So I could do maybe virtual shadows. I don't know how voxel systems do shadows. Like a microvoxel system, like the Minecraft microvoxel system, I think probably renders shadows on the voxels themselves. That's my guess. Now what you could do is you could do voxelized shadows. So you construct objects and shadows, but then other objects can have their color of their own voxels change, and that would be a voxelized shadow. And so what I have in HackMatrix is not a voxelized shadow. So you can see that this is a good example up here. So this angle is made with at least one, in the y dimension, a 1 voxel height. And so what I mean by that is this is a 1 voxel height. That's 1 voxel. For this voxel space, for this object, that is a voxel, a single voxel. And so if you look at the shadow, a voxelized shadow would mean that the shadow line drawn here, you can actually see multiple shadow lines for various reasons. Some lights are farther away, so they create more jagged, weird shadows. But here's a shadow line. If I were to voxelize the shadow, then it would actually just change the appropriate voxels that the shadow runs across to create this line. And it would be a very strange system it would be a very strange, discrete system that I think would actually produce maybe PS2 style, like warping. Actually, no, it wouldn't do PS2. So PS2 style warping, I think, actually took vertice positions and then like jiggled them in fractional space. So this would be like the complete opposite. This is like discrete snapping of the shadow itself. So it would be a very interesting pixelated Tetris sort of shadow look. I could experiment with that. That sounds like a cool idea. But the intent here is first to love the system, and I think okay, so it has compiled. Let's see if it's done anything different. I don't even know if... I don't think it's changed. It deactivated the... 2cube to produce an actually working render. So I guess the next step would be to figure out why 2 cubes don't work in the voxel space. And then I could show you guys the configuration details. Actually, it might be interesting to show you the configuration details. Okay, so one thing about this, let's do some, whoa, that confused the heck out of me. So let's do some analysis of this cube. So one thing you can say is that it's like, it has space between it, so like it's blown out. So like you can't, like you wouldn't want to represent like a Minecraft world with a chunk like this, obviously, because you have space, you can see through it. I think that's kind of a feature for some spaces, like for some things that you're trying to do. So the cool thing is that this is all configurable, that space and everything. So let's change some of the configuration options. And then compile it and run it. Okay, so something you can notice here is that the voxel space, or rather the dynamic space, which is what we call you can see the dynamic object space for dynamic objects, line number 2 on this screen. You can see that the idea of position and where things are in that space is not encapsulated in the space itself, meaning that I'm actually setting positions of these objects in that space. So like a discrete voxel space, you would probably want where the individual voxels are positioned to be described and encapsulated in the space itself. So that way, it's because the idea of voxels is that you have regularly spaced objects that represent a sort of grid. I think maybe we can bend that idea a bit. But that's sort of the concept of a voxel space. But we're building it out of something a little more generic, which is a dynamic object space, which is just a place to hold objects. But a voxel space sort of describes this grid, this triple for loop in which you place cubes. So technically you could say that this here is in fact a voxel space. So that's an abstraction that I think is something, as I proceed with going through the experiments and the prototypes that I've built, that'll be sort of maybe one of the abstractions that pops out. So I have a lot of time to work on this project, and so I'm going to think about my abstractions quite a lot. Okay, so this, let's just denote this as a class voxel space. an abstraction on dynamic object space. We'll do this and say first thing to do actually implement as class. So like I said, we've got plenty of time to work on this, and so I will likely, excuse me, I'll likely do that. Oh geez, don't, I almost killed Emacs there. If you type WQ, you have the potential to close the entire editor with processes and such running. It's quite annoying. All the buffers close and bleh. Okay. So this right here, this constant, you can see it all throughout. This is the, so there's three places this constant exists, the 0.2. Now it can take on three names or one name. Let's start with the three names first. And maybe we can put it into one struct or something of that. Let's think about it though. So this, let's say that this is the, in a voxel space, this is the X margin. And that is of course a float, or a, whatever the other one is. My brain is broken. Okay, so that is the X margin. So now we can increase that to 5 or 6. Let's increase that. The X margin now increases to 1. Yes, these one's actually, it's a bit much. Let's increase the margin to 0.8 or 0.6. Okay. And then let's just go ahead and break out the other margins. This is Y margin, and then Z margin. Hopefully you guys can hear me. The audio may be broken slightly. Volume control. What I really need is a head mic. The problem I think here is that volume control is actually open right here. There we go. So you guys can hear me through this microphone, which I just increased the volume for. So hopefully that increases the volume for the stream and you guys can hear me well. I'm somewhat distant, but I think it's probably okay. I did say no talking. It's not much talking. Doing some like serious voxel. No, I wouldn't say serious. I'm doing voxel coding in this stream. Which is pretty cool. Did I say I'm actually voxel coding? Voxel stream. Is this part 2? Oh, that was 7 hours ago. What am I doing now? How many hours is this? This is 2 hours. Rodoc Dev says, I've tried HackMatrix today on Ubuntu. It's great. Yes. Excellent. All of the viewers have dropped. There's only been 3 concurrent total. Actually, there's 1 viewer. Hello, viewer. Probably Rodoc Dev, perhaps. I think I'll go back to silent coding after this, but hello. Nice. Okay, so I'm showing the spacing, and then I think I'll go back to, what does the stream say? The stream says, chill Saturday stream from Mount Olympus. Voxel cube. I'm actually happy that I got the Voxel cube set up. I think I killed it. So we're gonna have a sort of goofy Voxel cube. Oh man, I said I was gonna keep this one up actually. Oh well, that's fine. Silly me. Oh my gosh, what the okay, actually, so it looks so creepy from this particular vantage. Oh my gosh. Also, I made the X value more spaced, so now it's getting these ridiculous patterns on it. Jeez. So now it's a voxel rectangle because I maybe doubled the width of it, expanded it with the margin. Oh wow. Yeah, so I spawn in the perfect. Spawn is the devil's lettuce. Actually, this is perfect. This is perfect. Oh my gosh, that's crazy. So I have a photo I took today, or yesterday. I took it last night. I go on like 2 a.m. I go on like 1 or 2 a.m. night adventures where I ride my bike through up my Pennsylvania city. And so this is the vibe that I was sitting at the gas station and I was thinking about the color palette of black and green because I said that this color scheme was one of my favorites at some point. My laptop that I have at the moment actually has this black and green. My house is sort of this green, so anyways, the black and green to me, I sort of caught on. It's like, it means that it's nighttime, but you're like at a university or something at night, and so there's a lot of well manicured grass around and like a lot of greenery around, and you're sort of outdoor and it's civilized, but there's a lot of green, and you're a monster because you're out at night doing work, or you're camping out at the campus library or something if you're a student or something. I think that's what this vibe captures. And so if you see this vibe in like luxury condo glass buildings in like major cities or something, it's this one feels a little more gas station. It feels like a gas station, but this color scheme, it sort of has a like high-end luxury vibe to it. If you apply that to it, I'll just ask ChatGPT to do this. Do I have to go directly behind this here? Jeez, I think I can just press escape. It's going to here. This is, I think what I have to do is this. I think I have to go over here and go to Chromium. And then I can save it. Does it bother you that the notification bell has a number on it? I know it's something that, what did I just save that file to? It's something that like streamers do, or like the famous creators do. They're like, oh man, I put this in the stream folder. They're like, for one reason or another, they just don't check their notifications. I get it, because like you maybe don't want to read them on stream, or there's a variety of reasons, but it seems so pretentious when they don't. They're just like, oh, look at my filled notification box, and now I'm sitting there with some, and I get the vibe. I understand why. What did I save this to? Did I even save it? Invasion. It's this one. No, that's not it. That's what am I doing? It's saved as a PNG to stream, I think. So I saved it as a PNG to Cooper logo stream. Okay, so I'm going to go to chat. I don't know where the heck I was. I was trying to save it again or something, I guess. Okay, so I'm going to add a photo. This one, okay, the window spawns over here. That's cool. I'm going to add that photo, and then I'm going to add I'm going to actually post that photo to my Discord. That's an interesting photo. Okay, so I'm going to take that photo, and then I'm going to ask it. I'm going to say, to me, the green and black represents nighttime in a well-lit, well-manicured outdoor setting, like a university or a city. There may be some danger. Okay, I actually have to do a meditation. There may be some wild. Here is my voxel engine rendering a voxel color cube with margin. We are at the green black end. We also have a photo where I dreamt up this argument about green and black aesthetic. Please render an appropriate HackMatrix voxel world setting. Make it feel like Tron, but also like the city is solarpunk in the day. Get the message? NYC is basically a paradise in the day and at night, but also in the day when it is not black and green, but all other colors. This assumes a more green NYC. But you get the image. Please render for me this voxel world. Use smaller voxels. Not micro voxels per se, but small. Go. I'm just a dork. Oh, okay, so that's blue, black, and blue. That's really cool. So this is more to the blue end. And then it's just like pure black down here. It's just like all black. And it's a full color cube. Anyways, so while it's doing that, I'm going to post the picture to my Discord. I'm on Arch and it works. Oh, the Excel one. Okay, so we don't need this. And this will be in HackMatrix screenshots. That's the correct one. Oh shit. Okay, I didn't kill it. Okay, and then... Okay, so one thing I want to do before I end the stream is to add a sort of motion to the voxels. I'm not sure how to do that, to like make it expand and contract. So I'll think up how to do that. 404 not found. The time has not been found. Actually, it seems like a lot of work to do on this stream. I'm just going to be real to make it move like that. I think maybe on the next stream that would be cool though. Anyways, oh yeah, I was going to take a photo of this. Not sure if I didn't. Okay, I'm back. I am back. Cube and rectangle. That's what it is. Cube and rectangle. So that's going to load and destroy everything next time I get into this world. There'll be a giant elephant in the room. The work that must be completed. The voxel system. Okay, so I spread the margin out on the X. I think I'm going to turn it back into a cube and then make the cube like that. Okay, so on this stream we got the cube working. We got it. I'm not sure if I did on the last stream got it to have color, but I got it to have variable colors, and I kind of played some AI music and rapped to it, and that was pretty fun. I think I'm going to launch this version of the matrix one more time, and then I will close the stream down, reboot the HackMatrix. I will boot into this one, and we will. Okay, the color cube is back to being an actual cube, and so we will have the voxels rendering in the actual streamed matrix binary. I do have on a very I guess recent, or the deadline is very close for this hot reloading of the parts of the engine, with the intent that I would be able to like write a class or something, or like write something that modifies the actual engine code, and then I could reboot it on stream. Basically, the thing that I want to have happen is that it becomes imperceptible that the binary has reloaded. So I can reload the entire binary, I'm fine with that, just as long as it's imperceptible. So what that would mean is that, let's say I reboot the matrix right now. It would go black, and then I would want it to appear exactly as is. So all of the windows would need to reboot or stay. Preferably all of the apps themselves would stay open. So to the apps it wouldn't even look like the matrix shut down. And so what this means, practically speaking, especially if it's for the voxel engine that I'm doing this, and not for the window manager stuff, what that means is that the window manager and the renderer need to be separated. Literally separate processes, probably, so that the window manager can stay alive and keep all of the apps and their textures and all of that running and alive, while the renderer is like a linked library, or it can't be a linked library. There's like a pointer to the code in that or something. It dynamically loads the pointer to that and reboots it, so that way, you know, I want to work on the voxel engine, and then just be able to say, okay, the code has changed. Basically, I don't want to have to write my voxel engine in this HackMatrix, or write my voxel engine on stream, and then have to run it in a mini HackMatrix, in a subcompositor HackMatrix. I want to be able to write my code, write the binary, write the the new engine, and then press R, or press R is probably not a good key. Press some key, and it just reloads the entire engine. It reloads the entire renderer, and that's possible. I used to do it on X. So with X, the X server acts as the sort of display server that I'm describing, and so literally the window manager is just the renderer. And so I could spawn all my windows in X, in the X server, and then when I started the matrix, just pick them back up when it started, meaning that I could reload all the state. And that was really nice for, I didn't really stream much on it, but it was nice for live development in it. And so that sort of, it was a fragile feature, but it did go away, especially with the Wayland port. So that's something I want to fix. Anyways, I'm going to have a blast with this voxel engine, so tune in to the next live stream, which will probably be like sometime today or tonight or tomorrow morning or something. I really want to get the voxel engine finished, at least the V1 of it soon. So, see you later, adios. I will. Actually, I'm going to check in on chat real quick, just real quick. Chat. If there is chat. Straight to the live, I believe. Chat. Alright, bye. Love black and green, that is the profile. Nice, yeah, you're right. Yeah, it's like terminal colors. Okay, I mean, I guess that's okay. That looks kind of cool. A futuristic solar punk New York City. Anyways, adios, folks. Goodbye.